drivers, start your engines. Okay, so we're just powering up the computer so we can show you our logging in procedure to go iRacing. Okay, when the computer boots up, we're going to get our iRacing Manager, which is a very nice little app that allows us to load several starting programs before we get iRacing running. There it is on the left-hand side, and right now I've got loaded into it 4 programs. I have my crew chief, my Z1 dashboard, and trading paints. Next screen that popped up is my irFFB. It's my force feedback program that I'm going to use, and I can set the understeer value for my car and track. I'm going to go with 38 right now. And then what's going to pop up is voice attack. And voice attack allows me to get my digital race engineer, my vocal command program running. And it'll ask me, do I want to allow it to make changes? I'm going to say yes, but for the moment I'm just going to say no for now. Voice attack can be downloaded from the internet. It's free, and it allows you to run the digital race engineer. The cat is also very interested in it. Okay, you come over here. Come on. Come down. Come on, come down. Okay, thank you. I'm just going to click no for the moment. We'll get it going in a second. Okay, what we're also going to do for this upcoming race is we're going to run our Garmin Instinct Esports watch, which allows us to, if it works right. I'm not sure why I'm getting the weird graphics here. Getting kind of a funky looking thing there. Okay, so there's our connection to our eSports watch, and there we go. Create the overlay, and it pumps in overlays for body battery, heart rate, stress levels, and these are going to be our values when the program is running, and we have an on-off for that. So that's all set up. So what we're going to do now is we'll load up our streaming software, and that's going to populate on the upper screen. And you can see right now we have a blank screen because we don't have iRacing running yet, but we've got our heart rate monitor here, and of course our webcam is working. So everything's ready to go pretty much. I am just going to go back to my voice attack and say yes, get that going, and over here I'm going to get a screen for voice attack, and it's going to find the digital race engineer, or the DRE, automatically because it's been programmed to
initializing DRE.
So there it goes. It's loading up all the information for DRE, or digital race engineer. I'm going to go over to my iRacing Manager and start my programs.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
So crew chief is running. My Z1 dashboard is going to come up in a moment, and trading paints is on. I'll load up iRacing. And I'm also going to load my SDK graphics. That's going to come up on the top screen, and it wants me to do an update, so I'll do an update. That's fine. Okay, and did it do the update? I'm not sure if it did the update or not. Let's put that. Okay, right now there's nobody running yet because we don't have any race going. We're going to load our Z1 dashboard into the system, and I did that off of my Stream Deck that's in a button box. So I'll just go over what I've got here. I've got a Fanatic Porsche wheel rim connected to a DD2 wheelbase. I have I'm going to have SimHub running over here on an old iPad, and I've got my Z1 physical dashboard here. And then over here, I've got an Apex button box with a Stream Deck in it, and it's got additional buttons and things. So it's great to have these extra programmable buttons. I've got iRacing buttons here. I've got Windows buttons. I've got editing buttons. I've got streaming buttons. So it's really nice to have them all just as a push button. Lots of knobs and buttons for actually iRacing. I mean, you can go into iRacing and you set all your commands to your black box, but you can program your buttons and your rotary knobs and switches to work with different functions within iRacing. And that's great. Then you can, as you're driving, just press a button to do whatever you want to do, like change tires or change your gas or leave a message for someone or change your brake bias. But I also have, as I mentioned, the Digital Race Engineer, which allows me to do these things verbally. I can tell the Digital Race Engineer what to do through my microphone, like no tires, and it will clear the tires for me. There, it just tried to do it, even though I'm not in a session. I'm not even sure how it heard me because I don't have my mic close by, but anyways, that's okay. One more thing I have to do before I get started racing, and that is I want to go in and look at my Fanatic Settings. I have different game profiles. I'm going to load up. Oops, I got to turn on my wheel, of course. I have different profiles loaded in for different racing scenarios. So we get the Fanatic wheel online, and now I can go here and load my profile for iRacing. And I go to the tuning menu, and I can see this is it. My overall force feedback strength is down at 5%, which is rather low. But that's because it's being taken care of by that irFFB program. So I'll show you that within iRacing in just a second. So I'm just going to switch over to the headphones. And we're going to go back to our OBS software. And we're going to start recording. There we go. And we're going to enter our session. We have a league race tonight with the ECRA league. It's at Talladega, so we'll load that up. Next gen Ford Mustang is what I'm driving here. We'll register and join the session. And we should see our window for iRacing be captured within OBS as soon as the game opens up. There we go. And we're going to enter our session. We have a league race tonight with the ECRA league. It's at Talladega, so we'll load that up. Next gen Ford Mustang is what I'm driving here. We'll register and join the session. And we should see our window for iRacing be captured within OBS as soon as the game opens up.
Good day, John. Let's go. Partly cloudy above, 78.0 Fahrenheit in air, 117.0 Fahrenheit around the track.
Okay, now that we have iRacing loaded up, we're in our practice session. We're going to just show you a little bit about how our commands work with the Digital Race Engineer. I also have a Buttkicker 2 running and a couple of different speaker systems just to get a little bit more quality out of the sound. If we go into the options first, we can see here that the area under force feedback is grayed out, and that means irFFB has taken over the force feedback for the car, for the program. If I look at under options, the auto text chat, you can see that I've put in some of my own comments, and I've changed some of the functions, like this function here, hashtag LFRFLRRR WS fuel 10G $, has been mapped to a button. And it's a button on my button box. And what it's going to do when I press it, it's going to give me basically full service. It's going to change all 4 tires, change the windscreen, and fuel the car up almost full, like a medium full. I can just have a fast repair button, which is hashtag FR $, again mapped to a button on the button box. Clear all tires, and then various other combinations. So I could just have right side tires, just left side tires, right side in fuel, left side in fuel, just fuel only, just tires only, which is very, very handy at a place like Talladega, where I'll probably just want to come in for a pit stop and just get fuel, not get tires. So it's great that you can customize this. You can also go to your control menu, which is on the far right, click that, and you can customize the buttons or keyboard keys that you want to use. Now, iRacing comes with already mapped out, but for example, like brake bias here, I've set it to 2 buttons on my steering wheel. Now, I can also do that by a verbal command in the DRE, but if it doesn't work for some reason, because sometimes it does get a little glitchy and it doesn't work, I have a backup. I can use the buttons on my steering wheel. And the interesting thing about you're not limited into like just 10 buttons on your steering wheel or 5 buttons on your button box. You can press a button and then press a second button. So it's kind of like a function key and then another button. So you could do this repeatedly for all these functions and have them all mapped to buttons. Even though there's like 40 functions, you could map them all onto 10 buttons if you wanted to. Now that might get a little too complicated. There's going to be a lot of things that you're not going to use depending on what you're racing. But for the things I'm using, I have a lot of second functions where I'll press one button and then I can press the second button. Whereas if I just press that second button alone, it does a completely different thing. So there's a lot of ways to map out your buttons. And that's great. It means you can keep your hands on the steering wheel, just press the buttons that you want. But having the digital race engineer, the DRE, is one step even better, because you can just verbally tell the program what you want it to do. Having the buttons on the steering wheel is convenient for some things, but it's a backup for other things. So that's why we use it. So we're going to go into the session. I'm just going to check my settings here. We're at Talladega. I'm going to move it right up to 80 millimeters per revolution for the steering pinion, or the steering ratio, as they used to call it, because that makes it less twitchy. When you're in the draft, you keep your car straighter, and I find it helps a lot when I'm driving. For the front brake bias, I usually move it down a little bit at Talladega, so 48%. Not doing anything with steering offset. Everything else is fixed. I can't change because it is a fixed setup. Okay, so we're ready to go into the practice session, and let's do a few laps and see how it goes.
Pit lane speed limit is 55 miles per hour. There's a car behind. Take care, rejoin him.
So we're coming out of the pits. Finding that yellow line up there. We don't want to cross over it. Let's get a black flag. Traffic right now. There are 5 gears to go through. The next gen car. The car fairly high on the track. First lap and a half. hot lap really is the second lap that we do in qualifying.
Fastest lap for Foster, 52.04.
So you'll notice we have the black box in the center at the bottom of the screen. And I can flip through the black box. We all know this.
Lap time.
Usually like to leave it on. Fuel. So I understand what my fuel level is and what my fuel mileage is like when we race.
On lap 2.
But this is where I can do my command. So I can say no fuel.
No fuel.
And you'll notice, I don't know if you noticed, but you will notice that the checkbox for begin fueling has turned off. So I can go back and forth between that. I can say full service. Full service.
Full service.
There's an example. Sometimes it doesn't pick up what you say, but you can see the check mark is back on. So just watching that box.
Previous sector was a new person.
Take it off.
You've just done 52.41.
You have to wait till the crew chief and DRE substitutes or else it gets confused. No fuel.
No fuel.
Laps and get the checkbox off and a confirmation
laps of fuel 22
response.
On lap 3. On
I go to my tires now. What if I didn't want to change my tires when I did?
Last sector was a new person.
I can say no tires. Okay. Clear tires. No tires.
Heading for Pete. No tires.
There it goes. Okay, I'm not sure why it's not picking me up on the first call, but there we go. It did it. And the check boxes for the tires.
That was a new green last sector.
So let's put them back on.
2.018.
52.019.
Lap time in the class 2.012.019.
Full service.
Full service. Fuel 22.
So my tires are checked again, and my gas is checked.
22. On lap 4.
We're coming for a pit stop.
On lap 4.
No on fuel. No fuel.
That was off
No fuel.
Sector. No fuel.
And we'll say clear tires. Clear tires. Clear tires. No tires. Oh my goodness me, not recognizing my voice. Clear tires. No service.
No service.
Watch your speed.
Stopping for all tires and polishing.
Now that's a little bit of a
meters.
glitch. That's what I don't like about the DRE. Sometimes it doesn't pick up.
9.
You can hear me raising my voice.
Box in a 5.
6. 5.
4.
That's a little bit
3.
odd.
3.
2. 1.
2.
Full
Box
service.
now.
1. Full service.
So we'll put full service back on. When it doesn't work correctly, it does kind of mess you up because you want it to respond immediately, so you don't have to look down and see, hey, did it actually do something? Now, very strange thing for it not to respond, but hey, we'll try it again.
There's traffic behind. Take care.
1 minute 40.317.
Lap time 140.317. P1. P1. Laps of fuel 33. Laps of fuel 33. On lap 5. On lap 5.
Right now it's set to replace the tires, and it's set to give us a full tank of gas. We'll just turn that off. No service. No service.
No service.
Not sure why it's not picking up on that easily. Okay, so I took off the gas, took off the tires. Let's put it back on. Full service.
Full service.
Let's got it down. Maybe my mic placement wasn't so great there.
Laps of fuel 29. On lap 6.
Okay, so this time we'll say no fuel.
On track is quicker in the next sector.
No fuel.
No fuel.
A couple of goes at it.
Laps to go.
Car inside.
Still low.
Still there, hold your line.
Still low front.
Go to our tires.
All good.
Clear
No tire
inside.
changes.
No tires.
No tire changes.
No tire changes. Full service.
Full service.
52.234.
No fuel.
142.
Lap time, no
Last lap time was at 52.23.
P2. P2. Lap
So our next pit stop, we're going to be
laps of fuel 27.
not going to be fueling,
On lap 7.
but we are going to
On lap
change
7.
our. No, sorry, we're not going to be fueling, but we are going to be changing our tires. Tires are
Previous
clicked on.
sector was a personal green.
Fuel is clicked on. And that basically is our digital race engineer. Again, it's a verbal program.
Go low.
It works with voice attack, which is
Still
free.
there, hold
Just
your
Google it,
line.
you'll find it. Easy to download.
51.
And I'm going to put up a little set of instructions for that.
Still high
right at the end of the video.
37. Previous sector was a new personal best. P1. You're leaning towards P1.
And for the DRE,
Laps of
that
20
is a program where you can contribute to the author of the program.
We're number 1 down.
And it's pretty easy to set up as well. Lots of instructions available on YouTube videos for it. I'll put up, again, a quick little summary of the steps that you need to take to download, install it, and set it up. And as I said, I'm pretty happy with it. It's great to have a way to give vocal command during a race, especially when pit stops are coming up.
Lap time 52.004.
The drawback to it is, I mean, it's very stable. It doesn't crash or anything. It's very good. The drawback to it is that it does seem to sometimes not pick up on your instructions. And that could be the way I'm speaking. It could be my microphone placement. I guess there are some factors that affect it. But it certainly is useful when it's working, and if you have to maybe say your command twice to get it to go, that's okay, I suppose. It still keeps your hands off the buttons and on the wheel. If you're in 10 quarters racing 2-3 wide,
Off the pace.
or you're trying to pass people or people are trying to pass you, it's very handy to be able to
Laps of fuel 22.
just give verbal commands.
Laps of fuel 22.
So that's the digital race engineer
On lap 10.
and voice attack. You'll notice during this little practice run, we also have our Garmin Instinct eSports heart and stress monitor working
Fastest laps for
beside me
Foster,
on the webcam.
50.27.
And that's kind of a cool thing to have to monitor your heart rate, stress levels. Kind of cool to do that. And we also have our, as I said, our SimHub running. It's on an iPad beside me. So I have it on a track map so I can see what's going on around me. And then the SDK Gaming graphics are up on the screen as well. And you've got on the left side the standings.
On lap 11.
On the right side you've got a battle box and there's a track map. We've got a little bit of a fuel calculator running for us.
Hold your line.
So these are all nice things to have for SDK
Go low.
Gaming.
Still high rear.
Our Z1 dashboard is also running.
Still high
I've got a physical one right in front of me, in front of the steering wheel, and I've also got the
Still high front.
software running on screen.
Still high front.
And right now it's just showing tachometer and oil, water pressures,
Lap time
which are something that I don't really look at too much while I'm racing, but it's nice for streaming purposes. But also the nice thing about it is that when I start getting too high water or oil temperature, or I'm running low on gas, the screen will blink at me. I'll get a nice flashing orange color blinking at me, which warns me that there's something wrong or I need to do something, like get gas. So you'll see that during the race. So I hope you enjoy all the different graphics that you see in the overlay. We're going to come up on our Talladega Qualifying and race in just a few minutes.
Delta ahead previous lap.
We'll see you then.
Lap time 52.638. E5.
Okay, we've entered into the qualifying session.
Exit's clear. Push.
Talladega
Okay, John,
race.
we've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
Banking a bit there, that's okay. It's just a slow out lap. So our first half lap around is coming out of the pit lap, so it's just get the tires warmed up, get the air pressures up. Stay high on the track. Get the RPMs up because we were dragging on the wall a little bit. And we're going to come to the stripe.
Green flag. Okay, here comes your first time lap.
And our first lap is still kind of a warm-up lap. It's our second lap of qualifying where we want to make it our best lap. Ringing around on the wall this lap. Turn 3 and 4 still high. Coming into the tri-oval area. Down a little bit.
Danny Foster
Straighten the car. Aim right for the corner when we hit our stripe for the fast lap.
52.5.
Down that yellow line.
Lap time 52.5. Best lap time.
Smooth.
52.548. E4 a little lower. Laps of fuel 23.
The car right up out a little bit.
23.
Get that wheel as straight as possible.
Down in P number 8 correct.
Down this long backstretch. Aiming for turn 3. Hit the corner. Right on the yellow line. As much as you get without going over. Trying to be smooth on the wheel.
Foster.
Scrubbing the tires. Out. Look for the tri-oval where you kind of dip down below the yellow line and cheat a little bit. Just shorten the track a little bit and cross the stripe.
Last
Seat's just done. 52.08.
Time 51.989.
Chicken flag.
51.989. 51.989.
That's good for 4.
E4.
Starting position.
Laps of position 6 now. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 3. On lap 3. $20 seconds.
Watch your
No
speed.
changes.
In 440 meters.
10, 9.
I'm going to try to come into the pits.
Box in 5, 4,
Not
3,
slide the tires.
2, 1.
2.
Box now.
Because we're not going to be changing the tires. So we don't want to slide them by braking too hard at the start of pit lane or going into our pit box. Okay, so we have just a few seconds now before gridding of the race. Which look is going to take place right now.
That's the end of the session, P5.
So we're starting P5. Okay, that's not bad out of what, 13 cars. Okay.
116 seconds to gridding
Let's
ends.
check our settings.
So, it's time, John.
Yeah, good.
It's
I could have
race.
adjusted my settings there
Gridding
a
of
little
1 minute
but,
56.
Might have gone a little bit faster.
This is 70 laps and 1 hours 55 minutes.
Okay, starting fifth. We're on the inside
Great.
lane.
Line up on the inside. Pit road is closed right now.
So again, like I was saying before, we're going to use a few of our digital race engineer commands in the race. But I kind of use a combination of verbal commands and buttons because I have some buttons that are close to my thumbs I can press pretty easily, like for talking and for checking fuel. But if I want to
1 minute 0 seconds.
clear tires, I'm probably going to use DRE for that. I can adjust my brake bias a little bit if I wanted to. But I don't know if I'm going to need to. Not that much at Talladega. Talladega is get in the car, drive, stay in the draft,
30
and
seconds.
hopefully you're there at the end. Have a good pit stop. How many laps is this race? Let's see. We have 70 laps. So, gee, I think it's going to be
15
one
seconds.
pit stop and one short fuel.
10
I'm not sure if we
seconds.
can do this in one pit stop. We'll
5
see what our
seconds
gas
left.
mileage is as we get going. Okay. So we're about
The
ready
track temp
to
is
leave on our
403
formation lap.
Fahrenheit. The air temp is 78 Fahrenheit. Follow car number 50.
Pasta, 76.
No tires.
Car.
No tires.
So we'll take our tires off now. Back here, we have a fast repair in this race, but it's clicked off right now. I can click it on with a button. Click it off. Or I could say fast repair on,
Fast repair on.
or I could say fast repair off. Fast repair off.
No fast repair.
There we go. So, those are nice commands.
Get ready, going green.
Okay, John,
Car is
get
off.
ready.
Talk about netcode. It lost me the last race. 2 netcode events. No netcode, please.
Green, green, green.
Green light.
Car outside. Still there. Still there.
Still high rear.
Outside is clear. Outside. Keep low.
Still high rear.
Clear high.
Good job. Up to P3 currently.
Car outside. Still there. Hold your line. Still there.
Still high rear.
Still there.
Nice one.
Still high. Still high.
Still there. Hold your line.
Still high rear.
Outside clear. 59.556. You're now in third.
Lap time 59.559.556. P3. Laps of fuel 24. Laps of fuel 24. On lap 202. On lap 202. Lap time 49.798. Quickest lap time 49.798. New fast lap. P3. P3. Laps of fuel 20. Laps of fuel 20. On lap 8 of 70. On lap 8 of 70. That was an optimal last sector. Laps. Lap time 49.827 behind the new best lap time. 49.702. Laps of fuel 19. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 9 of 70. On lap 9 of 70.
Lap time was 50.990.
In 110, lap time 50.900. P3. Laps of fuel 14. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 14 of 70. On lap 14 of 70.
It's now 99 Fahrenheit.
50.338.
Last point 33 in 110. Lap time 50.338. P3. Laps of fuel 15. Laps of fuel 15. On lap 15 of 70. On lap 15 of 70. Lap time 20.201. E4. Still hot. E4.
Go low.
Laps of fueling. Laps of fueling. On lap 20 of 70. On lap 20 of 70.
Go low.
Still high rear. Still high front.
Still there.
Still high front. Still high.
Go low.
Still high rear. Still high rear.
49.76. Go low. Back in third. Keep hustling.
Still high time 49.759. E3 is clear.
Clear.
E3 20 laps complete. Laps of fuel 6 laps to go. Laps of SSD green previous second. Lap 21 of 7.
Car outside.
Lap 21 of 7 110.
Keep low.
Still high rear.
Keep low.
Still high. Still high rear.
Still there.
It's clear.
Clear high. Car outside. Still there.
Still high.
Keep low.
Still high rear.
49.957. Still there. Hold your line.
Lap time 49.957. Still high rear.
Keep low.
E4. Laps of fuel 6. Laps of fuel 6. On lap 22 of 70.
Go low.
On lap 22 of 70. Still high rear. Still high front.
Still there.
Still high rear. Still high rear.
Still there.
Still high front. It's clear.
Outside. Clear.
P7 correct. Then lap
Car outside. 50.26. Go low.
50.26.
Lap time 50.26.
Still there. Hold your line. Clear up top. Outside. You've got about 5 laps of fuel left. Keep low.
Laps of fuel.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side.
23 of 70. Still high on lap 23.
Go low.
Still high rear.
Clear outside if you want it.
New leader car 88 just a pleasure. Awesome. Number 5. Auto fuel engaged. Adding 15.06 gallon.
You're back in fifth.
49.936. E5. Laps of fuel 4. Laps of fuel 4. On lap 24 of 70. On lap 24 of 70.
Inside. Clear. The next car's the leader.
The car behind him pit lane.
The leader's pitting now. 50.215. You're in third.
remaining.
Lap time 50.215. P1.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel.
Fuel 2. Laps of fuel 2. On lap 26 of 70.
Looking out to Martin.
On lap
Behind is
26 of
increasing.
70.
It's now 3.4 seconds. Remaining.
20 seconds to our stall.
Pit lane speed limit is
Hitting for
55
fuel and
miles
then
per hour.
screen.
We think we'll need to stop again.
10, 9, 8,
Box
7,
in 5,
6,
4, 3,
3,
2, 1.
2,
Box now.
1. Parked. Car 22, Craig Martin is now leading. Moving up, John, you are in position number 2. New leader is Craig
We're
Martin.
done, get going!
There's traffic behind. Is clear. Push now.
1 minute 28.245.
128.245. Your lap time 128.245. P2. Laps of fuel 29.
The leader's pitting now.
29. On lap 27 of 70. On
Car
lap
outside.
27 of 70. Eyes forward.
Keep low.
All good.
Go low.
All good.
Still there.
Still high front.
Clear up top.
All clear. Your P8 currently.
Slow car down low. 50 seconds, 0.898.
One time 57.898. P8. Justin Lesher is now 27. Laps of fuel 27. Outstanding lap 28 of 7. Position number 7 current on lap 28 of 70. Number 93, Travis Kraswinski is now leading.
Seventh position.
50.449. Lap time 50.449. P7. Laps of fuel 26. Laps of fuel 26. On lap 29 of 70. On lap 29 of 70.
Tires.
No tires. New leader 98, fuel 24. On lap 31 of 70. On lap 31 of 70.
That car is a lap down, 49.201.
2020 has a lap. We set time 49.201, 49.202. E7. Laps of fuel
outside.
3. Laps of fuel
Still there.
Still high rear. On lap 42
Clear
of
outside if you
70.
want it.
On lap 32 of 70. New optimal previous sector.
Check up. Lap time 49.573. E7. That was almost disaster.
Laps of fuel 22. Laps of fuel 22. On lap 33 of 70. On lap 33 of 70.
Outside. Stay low, there is a car on the high side. Still there. 49.988 clear high.
70 miles of fuel left. You've just done 50.007.
0.7. Laps of fuel 19. Laps of fuel 19. On lap 36 of 70. On lap 36 of 70.
Car outside. Coming up on halfway here. Keep low. Outside is clear. 49.565.
Lap time 49.565. E7. E7. Laps of fuel 18. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 37 of 70. On lap 37 sign 4910.
Still there, hold your line.
P7, still high.
Go low.
Laps of fuel 17, still high rear. Laps of fuel 17.
Clear high.
On lap 38 of 70. On lap 38 of 70.
Outside. Keep low. Keep low. 49.947. Keep low.
Lap time 49.947. P8. Still high rear.
Still there.
Laps of fuel 15. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 40 of 70. Still high lap 40 of 70.
Still there, hold your line.
Getting a good run there, Brian, but it's just not good enough on the outside. Yeah, a few more laps from now, I'd go up with you, but not right now.
50.617. Keep low.
Lap time 50.617.
Still there.
Keep low. Still high rear.
Keep low.
All good.
Outside clear.
Delta in front.
Car outside.
3 of 7, 110.
Still there, hold your line.
3 of 70.
You're in the middle, 3 wide. Outside, 2 wide.
Still high run.
Still there, hold your line.
It's a bit dicey, man.
Clear outside.
Fuel window is open. Lap time 50.865 laps. Within 1 lap time 50.866. P5. P5. Laps of fuel level. Laps of fuel level.
Outside.
On lap 44 of 70.
Stay low.
Still high on lap 44 of 70.
Stay low.
Still high.
Still there, hold your line.
Still high run. Still high.
Still there.
Still high rear. All clear.
Clear high.
Rear P7.
Okay, John, the next car is Chase.
50.903. Car outside.
50.903.
Go low.
P7. P7.
Still there.
Fuel 10.
Clear outside if you want it. Outside.
On lap 40.
Go low. There is a car on the high
Go
side.
behind us now.
Lap 45 seconds.
Go low.
Still high rear. Still high rear.
Keep low.
Still high front.
Still there, hold your line. Outside, clear.
Awesome. Number 5 down.
You're back in fifth.
Lap time 50.109. P5. P5. Laps of fuel 9. Laps of fuel 9.
Track temperature's decreasing. It's now 45 Fahrenheit.
On lap 46 of 70.
Car outside. Stay low.
Clear.
Outside is clear. Outside. Still there.
Still high.
Still there.
Still high rear.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side.
Still high front.
Outside is clear.
Dropping to P7.
50.672.
Lap 15.167.
Lap
Cars
time
is now in the lead.
50.672. P7. P7. Laps of fuel 8. Laps of fuel 8. On lap 47 of 70. On lap 47 of 70. New leader is Jeff S. Carter. Laps left in the spin. Lap time 50.730. P7. P7.
Car outside.
All laps of
Clear outside.
On lap 48 of 70. Good moving, John. On lap 48 of 70. Lap time 50.113. P6. P6. Laps of fuel 6. Laps of fuel 6. On lap 49 of 70. On lap 49 of 70.
5 laps of fuel left. 50.09.
Laps of fuel 5. Laps of fuel 5. On lap 50 of auto fuel gauge. On lap 50 of 78 gallon.
Brian, can you stay out?
Inside.
All clear.
Clear inside.
Moving up.
49.869. You're back in seconds. 20 more laps.
Yeah, I'll go way down.
9.849.869.
Got some lot of traffic here though. So,
P2.
The next car's the leader.
the leader.
Laps of fuel 4. On lap 51 of 70. On lap 51
Okay, I
of
think we're all
70.
going in.
Car outside.
All clear.
Clear outside if you want it.
20 seconds to
The
arrive.
leader's pitting now.
Stopping to slow down.
Alright, John, we'll fill you to the end of the race.
10, 9, 8, 7,
Box in, 5,
6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
2,
Box now.
1. Servicing. Car ahead heading to pits after 26 laps in the stint. Let's
That's
go.
it, go!
Pit stop took 11.2.
There's a car approaching. Stay behind the white line.
1 minute 26.566. You are the leader, nice and smooth.
6.566. P1. P1. Laps of fuel 29. Laps of fuel 29. On lap 52 of 70. On lap
Outside.
52 of 70. All good.
Outside is clear.
New leader. Justin Lesher. Number 88, Justin Lesher is now leading.
57.913. The next car's the leader.
57.913. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 28. Laps of fuel 28. On lap 53 of 70. On lap 53 of 70. Lap time 50.618. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 25. Laps of fuel 25. On lap 55 of 70. On lap 55 of 70.
No fuel.
No fuel.
No tires.
No tires.
Fast repair on.
Fast repair on.
50.666.
Lap time 50.660.6. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 24. Laps of fuel 24.
Car outside.
56 of 70.
Stay low, there is a car on the high side. Clear.
49.916.
Got 10 laps to go.
Take 3. Behind is just an
Lap time 429.830. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 18. Laps of fuel 18. On lap 61 of 70. On lap 61 of 70.
Getting the Budweiser fumes Justin.
Increased by 6 tenths. Lap time 49.740. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 17. Laps of fuel 17. On lap 62 of 70. On lap 62 of 70. Lap time 49.716. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 16. Laps of fuel 16. On lap 63 of 70. On lap 63 of 70. Pace car is on track.
Cross yellow, it's a closed. Pace car is out. Line up single file behind car number 88.
Jetstar 88, car.
Pace car is 20. Lap time 54.661. 10 lap. Lap time 54.661. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 14. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 65 of 70. On lap 65 of 10.
Pit road's open.
Pits are open.
Five to the pace car.
Well, that late caution was kind of a drag. Now I'm going to have to fight for my position.
Elgato is closed right now. Car 5 got the lucky dog. Let them pass on the outside. 5 laps to go.
135.199.
Let the 5. Carbide. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Laps of fuel 14. Laps of fuel 14. On lap 66 of 70. On lap 66 of 70.
Safety cars out, pits are closed.
Past the 76 car.
Sure you are.
One to go. Next time by 2 minutes. 27.569. You're on the outside this time.
227.569. P2. P2. Laps of fuel 13. Laps of fuel 13. On lap 67 of 70. On lap 67 of 70.
Get ready, going green. The pace car is in. Green. Pit road's open. 2 minutes. 22.544. Inside.
22
Clear.
P2.
low. There is a car on the high side.
Just decreasing. It's now 91 Fahrenheit.
Stay low.
Still high. Still high ground.
Keep low.
Still high ground.
Come on, John. Push, push, push. We can get this guy.
Still high.
Stay low. There is a car on the high side.
Still high rear.
2 left to go. 2 to go. Clear up on 54.451.
4.451. P4. P4. Laps of fuel 12. Laps of fuel 12.
Car
Laps
outside.
69 of 70. On
Still
lap
there.
69 of 70.
That car is a lap down. Stay low.
Still high ground.
Still there. Hold your line.
Still high.
You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Outside. 2 wide. Clear. Looks like we'll have a green-white checkered finish when this caution is over. The yellow flag is out. They want you in single file.
Race on track.
Closed. Pit road is
Race cars out.
closed.
Line up single file. Current car number 9. Full course
Catch
yellow.
up.
It's
55.
closed.
Car.
Lap time 51.551. Lap time 51.551. P4. P4. Laps of fuel 11. Laps of fuel 11. On lap 70 of 72. On lap 70 of 72. Five out.
The pit road is now open.
Safety car is out. Pits are now open.
Heads into the pits after 22 laps.
Faster, 55, car 18. It's got the lucky dog, let them pass on the outside. Pit road is closed.
143.235. P4.
Letter 18, carbide. You had the position when the yellow flag came out.
Laps of fuel 10. On lap 71 of 73. On lap 71 of 73.
Safety car's out, pits are closed.
behind in pits after 1 laps in the stint.
One to go, next time by, 2 minutes, 27.166. You're on the outside this time.
27.166. P4. P4. Laps of fuel 10. Laps of fuel 10. On lap 72 of 74. On lap 72 of 74.
It's now 90 Fahrenheit.
About to go green, stay focused. Post car is off, time to do your job. Green flag.
Good moving. You're in position number 3 now.
Car inside 2 minutes, 22.752. Clear inside, back in third, keep hustling. Car inside.
Easily over.
Still there at bottom.
Laps of fuel 9.
Still there inside. Clear.
On lap 73 of 74, you're number 2. Number 76, Bob Johnson is now leading.
White flag, stay smooth. 54.098. You're back in second. The next car's the leader.
P2 just done 54.10.
P2. Laps of fuel 8. Laps of fuel 8. On lap 74 of 74. On lap 74 of 74.
Take me for the push later.
On the podium, good drive.
50.289.
There's the flag. It's
Lap
over.
time 50.289.
Great job. You did really well.
P2. Laps of fuel 6. Laps of fuel 6. On lap 2 of 121. On lap 2 of 121.
Thanks. It was a good one. I wasn't going to mess up anybody's playoff chances by doing something stupid at the end, but I wanted to push see if I could get up to second. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned a little bit about the digital race engineer, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.